Full definition of Islam. Islam is the second largest religion in the world after Christianity, with about 1.8 billion Muslims worldwide. As one of the three Abrahamic religions, the others being Judaism and Christianity, it too is a monotheistic faith that worships one God, called Allah. The word Islam means submission or surrender, as its faithful surrender to the will of Allah. Although its roots go back further in time, scholars typically date the creation of Islam to the 7th century, making it the youngest of the major world religions. Islam started in Mecca, in modern-day Saudi Arabia, during the time of the Prophet Muhammad. Today, the faith is spreading rapidly throughout the world. The word Islam means submission to the will of God. Followers of Islam are called Muslims. Mosques are places where Muslims worship. Some important Islamic holy places include the Kaaba shrine in Mecca, the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, and the Prophet Muhammad's mosque in Medina. The Quran, or Quran, is the major holy text of Islam. The Hadith is another important book. Followers worship Allah by praying and reciting the Quran. They believe there will be a day of judgment and life after death. The Prophet Muhammad, sometimes spelled Muhammad or Muhammad, was born in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, in AD 570. Muslims believe he was the final prophet sent by God to reveal their faith to mankind. According to Islamic texts and tradition, an angel named Gabriel visited Muhammad in 610 while he was meditating in a cave. The angel ordered Muhammad to recite the words of Allah. Muslims believe that Muhammad continued to receive revelations from Allah throughout the rest of his life. Starting in about 613, Muhammad began preaching throughout Mecca the messages he received. He taught that there was no other God but Allah, and that Muslims should devote their lives to this God. 22. Muhammad traveled from Mecca to Medina with his supporters. This journey became known as the Hijra, also spelled Hijra or Hijra, and marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar. Some 7 years later, Muhammad and his many followers returned to Mecca and conquered the region. He continued to preach until his death in 632. After Muhammad's passing, Islam began to spread rapidly. A series of leaders, known as caliphs, became successors to Muhammad. This system of leadership, which was run by a Muslim ruler, became known as a caliphate. The first caliph was Abu Bakr, Muhammad's father-in-law and close friend. Abu Bakr died about 2 years after he was elected and was succeeded in 634 by Caliph Umar, another father-in-law of Muhammad. When Muhammad died, there was debate over who should replace him as leader. This led to a schism in Islam, and two major sects emerged, the Sunnis and the Shiites. Sunnis make up nearly 90% of Muslims worldwide. They accept that the first 4 caliphs were the true successors to Muhammad. Shiite Muslims believe that only the Caliph Ali and his descendants are the real successors to Muhammad. They deny the legitimacy of the first 3 caliphs. Today, Shiite Muslims have a considerable presence in Iran, Iraq, and Syria. The Quran, sometimes spelled Quran or Quran, is considered the most important holy book among Muslims. It contains some basic information as well as revelations that were given to Muhammad. The text is considered the sacred word of God. The book is written with Allah as the first person, speaking through Gabriel to Muhammad. It contains 114 chapters, which are called surahs. Scholars believe the Quran was compiled shortly after Muhammad's death under the guidance of Caliph Abu Bakr. The Islamic calendar, also called the Hijra calendar, is a lunar calendar used in Islamic religious worship. The calendar began in the year AD 622, celebrating the journey of Muhammad from Mecca to Medina. The Islamic calendar indicates the proper days of Islamic holidays and celebrations, including the period of fasting and prayer known as Ramadan, which occurs during the 9th month of the calendar. The crescent moon and star has been adopted in some predominantly Muslim countries as a symbol of Islam, though the crescent moon and star image is believed to predate Islam and was originally a symbol of the Ottoman Empire. The color green is also sometimes associated with Islam, as it was reportedly a favorite color of Muhammad's and is often featured prominently in the flags of predominantly Muslim countries. Muslims follow 5 basic pillars that are essential to their faith. These include Shahada, to declare one's faith in God and belief in Muhammad Salat, to pray 5 times a day, at dawn, noon, afternoon, sunset, and evening. Zakat, to give to those in need. Sawm, to fast during Ramadan Hajj, to make a pilgrimage to Mecca at least once during a person's lifetime if the person is able. The Prophet Muhammad is credited with building the first mosque in the courtyard of his house in Medina. Mosques today follow some of the same principles he established in AD 622. Muslim prayer is often conducted in a mosque's large open space or outdoor courtyard. A mihrab is a decorative feature or niche in the mosque that indicates the direction to Mecca and therefore the direction to face during prayer. Muslims also celebrate other holidays such as the Islamic New Year and the birth of Muhammad. Men and women pray separately, and Muslims may visit a mosque 5 times a day for each of the prayer sessions. In addition to hosting prayers, mosques often function as public gathering places and social centers. The 2 major Muslim holidays are Eid al-Adha, celebrates the Prophet Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son for Allah. Eid al-Fitr marks the end of Ramadan, the Islamic holy month of fasting. While Muslims aim to clear up misconceptions about their faith, the religion continues to spread rapidly. Today, Islam is the world's fastest growing religion. Experts predict Islam will surpass Christianity as the largest religion by the end of the century.